Hello guys, welcome to Daddy Share Space and welcome to this episode of Daddy Share Space Daily. So just a little wrap up for the week. It's Friday and it is September 27th. So this marks the 25th day in a row that I've been completing my 30 minutes a day of exercise. So far I can say I'm feeling pretty good, so we're going to try to keep that up. So this weekend I got a couple of the parts in for the 1991 Saab. One of them being this tensioner pulley that I ordered. This was $233, and this is the component that I need to replace on the car. I did order another water pump. Even though the water pump that I ordered is perfectly fine, I'm probably gonna go online and see if I can find some more of those silicone gaskets just in case I have any more problems with assembling the car. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that I can get that all set up. Now, one setback is the fact that the water pump was supposed to come around the same time as this. I believe it was supposed to come on the 26th, but it did not come. So that's just an issue that I'm going to have to deal with. Now, besides that, I am planning on this episode of Daddy Share Space Daily shouldn't be that long because I need to get upstairs. I need to edit this video, but I also need to edit a video that I did where I made a quick stand for the Milwaukee 7¼ inch miter saw. I still need to go and adjust the plate on that to see if I can get it to cut 90 degrees. And I'll be using my woodpecker squares or one of them to try to make sure that that gets dialed in properly. I also need to go onto Milwaukee's site to see if I can do a warranty claim on my 12-inch miter saw. Just something I wanted to kind of chat about really quickly is, you know, if I could, at this point in time, at this juncture, I probably would sell off some of my tools. I want to say a big portion of my tools, but I don't know if I really want to say it like that. I would sell off some tools. I think that if I was in a position to, maybe I would either pick Milwaukee or DeWalt and get rid of those tools from the shop just to clear up space and also to bring some income back in to fill out a few other tools that I wanted to get. As you guys know, I'm trying to get a full Festool shop. That's just my own personal preference, and then basically just sprinkle in some tools that Festool doesn't cover in their brand as needed. So that process is still ongoing. Obviously, that's dependent upon the economy. If things work out, then I'll continue to progress down that pathway. Tools that I have on the list that I was considering getting would be, I do want to get the D-handle Festool jigsaw, the battery powered one, and do a comparison. I do plan on doing a video here pretty soon, as I do have the barrel grip Festool jigsaw, and that's the first barrel grip jigsaw that I've ever owned. And I'm going to do a little video where I do a bunch of cuts with that one and my D-handle fuel and kind of report back to you what I think by comparing the D-handle with the barrel grip jigsaw. So that's a video that I want to do. I'm also planning on revisiting the KHC and the BHC. I still need to do that video and get that done. Besides that, I am working also on the 12-inch miter saw stand build. That's the one that I want to see if I can do a warranty claim on. Kind of jumping all around because I'm trying to make sure I touch all the things that I wanted to chat about. As I said, I would like to, you know, sell some of the tools that I have that basically that are just taking up space and that are duplicate tools. Obviously, I've explained ad nauseum how I got to this point, and now I just have to figure out how to navigate beyond this particular point. Now, at one point in time, I was actually considering doing some kind of tool giveaways here on this channel where I would, you know, maybe through membership or through viewership, you know, get rid of some of my tools in that way through, you know, like offering them as gifts to subscribers. However, the only drawback to that is the fact that shipping is super expensive, and if I've already paid for the tool, it would be exorbitant for me to also pay for shipping anywhere around the globe. That's number one. But number two, besides the shipping, if the person that, say, won the tool or who was selected to get the tool if they pay for shipping, more than likely with a lot of these tools, it would probably cost you less to just buy it yourself than it would be to have the tool shipped to you if you paid for it. So I'm just up in the air about what the best pathway is, because I did do some research and I did find out that basically a lot of battery powered tools don't hold a lot of value, especially without the batteries. I have a ton of Ryobi tools that it's kind of like up in the air. It's like, I could give them all to my wife, however they still take up space in the shop, and as long as I show my wife how to use the tools, I don't mind her using, whether it be my Festool or any of those tools. So that's not an issue. It's not necessary that she just use the Ryobi tools. It's just more so that I would want to, help her to get acquainted with the tools, so that obviously that she doesn't get hurt, but then also so she doesn't tear up a very expensive tool. That'll all be part of the refining process, I guess, over time, trying to figure out what I'm going to do with those tools. So I have a video that I'm going to try to edit tonight. I'm going to see if I can get it up tonight. And it's basically about the Milwaukee 7¼ inch miter saw stand that I just made. It's nothing special. It's just thrown together with 2x4 lumber and plywood, scrap wood at that. And basically I wanted to kind of reiterate my point that I made in another video, where I basically said, like, it's easy to just come in to just and just throw a project together. And that's what I kind of tried to represent in that video, where you take out the whole idea of trying to get S4S stock and getting all the boards and stuff proper, and you just jump in and just, throw things together. That's easy enough to do. However, when you want to get better at working with wood, making S4S boards so that the product looks a lot more sleek, a lot more uniform, then, those are the areas that I need to continue to work on. So I think I've already started on the video for making the M12 miter saw station, and with that one I put a little bit more effort into it. I started it tonight, which is Friday, and as I was doing it, I used my MFT table, obviously. I used the track saw and several other tools in that process, and I'm also explaining what I'm doing as I go. So that type of video, I felt very good about that recording, and I feel like those videos may be a little bit longer, and they also may be more in parts as opposed to as one collective video. So just to kind of, clarify, it's kind of like the 7¼ inch build is just going to be like one video. I might do a little bit of a voiceover on it so that you understand what I was doing or my thought process as I go through it. It's not meant to be like any kind of tutorial or to display like great skills. It's just more so me kind of showing you what I do when I just throw things together. And then the second one, the second stand, which is going to be a different video, which it may be cut up into multiple videos. I'm going to show you how I'm using some of the tools that I bought. I know in the first episode of that video, I'm talking about the using obviously the track saw, using the 3000 FS rail, using the parallel guides, and a few other choice tools in that build. And as I'm building it, I'm actually considering not using the 2x4 construction that I normally use on that, and possibly progressing on to just plywood. If I have enough plywood here in the shop, I may actually do that. And because what I need to do is use up a lot of the scrap wood that I have here in the shop, so that I can get a little bit more space here. So I'm trying to accomplish a whole bunch of different things at the same time, which is cut down on the wood in the shop. I need to get rid of some of the tools that I have in the shop, and obviously practice with the tools that I have and develop a good solid workflow. If you didn't get a chance to see the short little video that I put up, you can see here that I picked up the 1282 and also the 642 squares from Woodpecker. Those are going to be a nice addition to the shop, especially if I'm going to be still using some 2x lumber. This will be perfect for marking and scribing on 2x4s, and this one will be great for like 2x8s, 2x10s. So that will be ideal and better than using the huge ones and or the big triangles, which are 18 inches. So for the weekend, I'm hoping the water pump comes tomorrow. If it does not, I think I may get up early in the morning, and besides doing my exercise, I think I'm gonna do my exercise early in the morning. I may go ahead and try to throw this part on the car. The water pump that I bought already is already installed, but I think I expressed in my last video talking about that I don't know if it's seated properly and that it might leak. So I'm already prepared for that. I'll just take it back apart. But this is the part that broke when I was trying to reassemble the car, so I was unable to test it. So I may get up early enough to go ahead and put this on. Once I get this put on, then I can test drive the car and see if it works. If it does, great. I can go get the tags done, and then that is in the rear view mirror. If it does not, if it leaks, then I'll go ahead and take the water pump back off, and I may try what a viewer mentioned to me, which is basically I'll sand both surfaces, put a little bit of that silicone lube on there, and reassemble it and see if it works in that configuration. And if that doesn't work, then I'll just wait for that new water pump to come. And then, oh yeah, I have to rewind. Basically, if I don't have another one of those silicone gaskets, then I won't be able to reassemble it until I get that other part. So I have to consider that, and or buy some new parts from Amazon, of which I don't know the exact size. That's why I want to get that new part in and take those gaskets and see if I can find an exact replica to be able to use with that. I think the last thing I want to touch on in this episode of Daddy Share Space Daily is this. Today, if I'm able to get the build video of the 7 1/4 inch saw out today, that's more of the format that I'm looking to do. Depending upon how efficient I can be, my goal is to at least do one type of build video a week. Do Daddy Share Space Daily, and then obviously Daddy Share Space Daily can touch on all kinds of topics. Sometimes I'll be talking about electronics and tech. Sometimes I'll be talking about my workflow processes here in the shop, and then any other thing that comes to mind, working on the car, so on and so forth. Share just my ideas and different things that are going on. But then unboxings, I want those to be separate as well, and so you may see more content. Now, I don't have any direct plans right now that I can see of any kind of upcoming purchases in the near future. However, that could change at any time. I may start buying the Bench Dog squares like this, potentially, or I may get the lesser expensive Woodpecker triangles. I'm not sure. The one thing I do like about ordering from Woodpecker is the fact that it's a pretty quick delivery, and obviously the shipping is not quite as expensive as it'll be when I order the Bench Dogs devices. So I did notice that the Bench Dogs, the biggest square, the 600 millimeter, is actually out of stock. And I've mentioned to you guys a lot of times that I like to start at the top of the stack and work my way down if I'm going to do one at a time. And since the bigger one is not in stock, it kind of made me think, well, if I did buy the Bench Dog Square, then which one would I get? Would I just go ahead and get the cheapest one, or maybe the cheapest two, and then go back and get the other two? Because I believe they have like 4 squares as well. They also offer an offering where you get I think it's the 150 millimeter and maybe a 400 or 450 millimeter, and they come in a sustainer with a triangle. It used to just come with the 2 in the sustainer set. However, now they added the triangle, so the price went up to like $400, which, I mean, it's okay price. It'll probably cost another $50, $60, maybe even $70 to ship. But I'm not sure if I want to get that bundle, because if I'm going to put these Woodpecker squares kind of like on display somewhere here in the shop, probably as like a backdrop type of thing, then that means that I would probably want to do the same thing for the Bench Dogs, which means that buying the sustainer would be just extra money for no reason. So I'll probably end up just buying the Bench Dog square with the mounting bracket and just call that a day. Some other upcoming builds that I got, obviously I need to get back to the Veritas dowel maker. If I can, I'll touch on that this weekend to see if I can get that thing dialed in to get the 1-inch done. And then once I figure out how to get the 1-inch dowel done, then I'm going to switch over and try to dial in to get the 1/2 inch and marry that up with, I need to find my Forstner bits. They're around here somewhere. get those married up, because some of the tools have an opening that's big enough for the 1 inch or a dowel, and then other ones would be more beneficial if it's only a 1/2 inch dowel, or maybe even 3/4. So I need to make sure that, you know, I kind of lay out my tools, and whichever ones need the 1 inch, I should probably batch and do all of those. The ones that need the 3/4 inches, so on and so forth. So that's the process to get more of these tools up on the wall. Now that the season is pretty much over as far as the yard, I may only do it like maybe a couple more times before I put the lawnmower away. I do want to make some kind of holders for my lawn equipment. I considered mine one of those like plastic things that you put on the wall, and they come with all the different brackets and stuff that you can have for specific things like weed trimmers and such. However, you know, those things can get pricey as you continue to add different accessories, which are convenient. However, since I already have a French cleat system in the shop, I figure I might as well just go ahead and build, you know, try my hand at building my own holders. And in that way, I can use up scrap wood, I can use my tools, and I can also get those tools up off of the floor and wherever they're stored, so that they're up and out of the way. I want to work harder at getting the shop more video ready. Right now, like, that side of the shop is just a mess over there. This side is not looking that great either, but this is kind of like, right now, kind of like my video side, if you will. But we'll see what happens over time. Anyways, guys, I want to thank you guys for taking time to watch this episode of Daddy Share Space Daily, and I'm gonna go edit this video and edit that 7 1/4 inch Milwaukee miter saw little cart build, and hopefully I'll get them up tonight, and I'll see you guys in my next video.